imagine you spend a couple of hours recording some footage for a guide, and then the next day you start editing this, you make it into a video, upload it on YouTube and release it. Then you start playing the game again and you notice that there's a patch, and you download the patch and you start playing the game and you notice that everything you just did is now different. This just happened to me because I just released this victory conditions video, and now they just released another patch, and this actually improves the UI quite nicely. But that does change a couple of things that I just mentioned in my previous video. At some point I will redo the video, but as I said, these videos do cost me quite some hours to make, and in a couple of days I have to leave on another work trip. So for now I'll just make a quick kind of addendum video, and then later I'll make a video kind of, well, I'll delete this video and make a new video explaining everything in one video. But of course I haven't said it yet, so welcome to Werven's World, and this is my addendum video. So let's go into this UI. Now it's been made a lot clearer what the alliances actually do. So as you can see here now, if we hover over score, nothing actually changed. But if we go to supremacy, it says that your alliance owns 2 out of 5 required major factions. Because I'm alliant with the Lumeris, as you know from last video, we now both have one home system, so that's 2 out of 5. Also, if we go to Conquest, you can see that your alliance now owns 14 out of the 37, and you see 8 of those 14 are mine. Then if we go to Science here, it says your alliance has researched 0 out of the 6 required technologies of the Endless, and also the economy screen says that we now own 11 or 111k out of the required 810,000. Yes. However, as you can see, this is also different from the previous video, because there it was 675,000, and I said that I couldn't really come to grips with this because the normal value was 450k and then the multiplier was 0.8, but that wasn't 675,000, that was 810,000. So that seems to have been a bug, and now indeed we do need 810,000 in order to win the game. Then we have Wonder, and Wonder now also says that we need 4 required obelisks of all spacetime instead of 3. So you might remember that there was the 0.5 modifier, and I wasn't sure whether then we would need 4 or 5, but it seems that it's rounded down and we only need 4. One thing I also forgot to mention in my previous video is that, well, you can kind of abuse these alliances, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I hope they try to do something about that. Let's say you are the person ahead in the economic alliance, so let's say you need 810,000, but you have already created 500,000 and your ally has created 200,000. Well, you're pretty close to victory. However, if you just leave the alliance, then suddenly you don't need 810,000 anymore, you need 450, so the next turn you win. So if you're ahead in an alliance, you can just leave it and immediately win, even though during the alliance you actually got quite a lot of benefits from being in that alliance, where you could, for example, have trade routes to your ally and stuff like that. So this can be abused a little bit. Some ways that this could maybe be fixed is, for example, let's say you leave an alliance, then you cannot win for an X amount of turn, let's say 15 or 20 turns. Or let's have alliances be a lifelong thing throughout the game, like you go into an alliance and then you stay in the alliance, with all the positives and negatives that it brings. That makes it maybe a bit of a bigger decision and also prevents it from being exploitable. So yeah, that was the short addendum to this previous video that I made. So this patch improved the UI by quite a bit. Everything is much more understandable now. So, well, overall it's a big improvement, but of course I was like, what happened? I just uploaded and released this video and now everything changed. So at some point I will remake this entire video, maybe after the first expansion has hit and maybe some things have changed. Then it might be good to kind of revisit this video and do it all again. But for now, I hope this was useful, and see you next time.